I am not a fan of memory games, but if I ever want to play a memory game, it's this one. Hey everyone, this is Hackers back with another video, and today I got something pretty cool for you. This is another game by Tembo Games, one of my most favorite game designers. I already published a video for Kaboom Universe, so you can check that out on my channel too. And this one is Back to the Jungle, which I also backed on Kickstarter. That was the second project by the team. And this year, I can't wait for the third project. They have already announced, and I think it's already running in Spain at least, on the Kickstarter equivalent there. So yeah, let me show you Back to the Jungle. So it's a really cool box again, so it's great artwork again, just as Tembo Games is always doing the games. So we have like the little chameleon here, and this is gonna be how the game is also played, because this is pretty much a memorization game. So we have a jungle here in the middle, like this, and then let me show you the other things. So these are the additional chips which we don't need right now. Let me just put those all aside. And then we have a great bag here, as you can see, printed with the logo of the game. And in here are all the chips that we will be working with. So let me just give you a quick rundown. So what you pretty much do is, pretty much you set up the game like this. So we will just fill the jungle with different chips. Of course, you don't look at the chips like I'm doing it right now. You should of course do that. So like that, pretty much. And someplace you would also randomly put a snake. Now I don't know where they are. Maybe I put them in here. Give me a second. Yeah, I must have put them in the bag, but let's just pretend that there is also a snake there. All right, so it's pretty much set up like this. And then each player takes a chameleon. So I will just take the blue and purple one. That's pretty cool. Oh, and there is one of these snakes, by the way. Here. So one of them would have to be that snake. All right, and then it's pretty simple actually. So the first player takes the chameleon and puts it on the board someplace. So I would probably just put it, I don't know. I would just put it right here in the middle of all the other chips, so I'm close to the other chips. Also, each player gets 2 of these gold tokens. So you see there's like specific goals the player can reach to get even more points. These berries are points. So if I eat a caterpillar, I get 2 points at the end of the game, and for each branch or berry I eat, I get 2 more berries at the end of the game. So these would be my goals. I would put those like aside here so I can take a look at them whenever I need to. And then will be my turn. So I introduced the chameleon to the board, and now I would either take a look at 3 chips or I would eat a chip. So let's say I would take a look at chips. So I would just take a look at 3 chips. Oh, caterpillar. That's good. I need that for my goal. Then let's look at that one. Okay, that's a branch. And I'll take a look at that one. That's a snake. We don't want the snake because the snake actually makes us flee the board. And this is pretty nice because if you take the how to play, the game instructions, if you just turn them around, you see all the special powers of the different chips, of the different animals and berries and everything you can eat. So you can just put that in the middle of the table, and everybody can just take a look at that and see like, oh, okay, if I eat this snake, what's gonna happen then? And then you see, oh, it's not edible, and then the chameleon needs to exit the board and can be reintroduced the next turn. So this is of course nothing you want to do. All right, and then after that, I would choose to eat a chip. I actually made a little mistake. So in what we just did in the turn, we either take a look at 3 chips or we can move 3 chips. So that's the choice we have. we looked at 3 chips and now we can eat 1. Then first you turn around your chameleon. If it's not your chameleon, then you turn it back around again, and that's it for your turn pretty much. And then I say I want to eat that one. So I take a look at that chip here, and it's a caterpillar. Great. Now everybody orthogonally adjacent to the caterpillar or to whatever you eat and to the chameleon will just move away because they're afraid of the chameleon eating everything around it. And then you will take the caterpillar and put it in front of you. So I will just put it here on the side. So that would be the chips that you're amassing, that you're collecting. Right. And then it would be the next player's turn. So you turn around your chameleon again. And before the next player's turn, you would take 1 or 2 chips and introduce them to the board. Usually it's 1 chip. If you chose to look at 3 chips instead of moving them, you can introduce 2 chips to the board. So I have 1 here. I can put it anywhere. I can take a look at it. Oh, it's a berry. That's cool. I would like to have that later on maybe. Just put it there. And then I also have a snake here. That is a special chip that I will not introduce to the board, but I will use the power. And the snake makes me rotate 2 boards, I think, by 90 degrees. So that would be a different power. So I can just rotate the boards like that, for example. All right. So this is pretty much how the game is played. And then it's the other player's turn. The game is done. So the game is over when one player gets their 4th unique species, or has eaten the 4th unique species. So, for example, there would be maybe a spider and a fly and maybe a bee or something like that. So I would have 4 unique species, and then the game would end. Or if there are not enough chips left in the bag to actually end the turn, then the game would also be over. And when the game is over, then the final round begins, so to speak. So the player who ends the game, that's his or her last turn, and after that, each other player gets one more shot at doing something, like 1 more turn, and then the game is over. And then you just score. So what you do is you amass all the points, all the berries on the insects you ate, and also you check the scores of your special objectives. So for example, here in this situation, I would have 2 berries for the caterpillar and another 2 berries for each caterpillar. So that's 4 berries, 4 points. But of course, I only have 1 species here, so I would have eaten more. And that is pretty much it. That is the night mode, where everything is turned around. And what I really like about this game is, let me just jump to the review immediately. I really do enjoy the game. I am not a fan of memory games. I actually backed this just because it's from Tembo Games, and I really enjoyed their first outing, and I thought this was really creative, and it is. I'm just not a big memory fan, but if I ever want to play a memory game, it's this one. Because the really cool idea is that you actually have a player token and you have a goal of eating the insects, or the animals, so to speak. And you are on the same board as all other players, and you can move around the community of the other players, and you really need to think about where your chameleon is. If you forget where it is, you will lose at least 1 turn because you have to look for it. You actually have to turn around chips and try to find it again, and that is really funny. I really like that a lot. And it's a very chill game, actually. It's pretty chill. You can explain it quite easily, and it's very funny. The artwork is great. So as you just take a look at all the artwork, it's really good artwork. It's very well produced also. These are not very heavy, the chips, but they are just the right weight, because you need to like pull them out of the bag all the time and put them on the board. And if they were too heavy, this would not be a whole lot of fun. But I would rather recommend Kaboom Universe of these 2 games, just because Kaboom Universe is a game that is easier to teach and pretty much fun for everyone. Not everybody likes memory games, but if you do, I would suggest you give this a shot, because it is a pretty fresh concept, and we really like to play it off and on. So yeah, that is Back to the Jungle. So if you're still watching the video, thank you very much for sticking to the very end, and I will see you in the next video. All right, thank you and take care, everyone. Bye bye.